Howdy folks, it's time to wrap up Belsavis, so I'm going to have my character wave to all of you, and then we're immediately going to just jump right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and warp to the Maximum Security Ops Center, alright, and from there I will take the teleport chain to my quest objective, okay, which is pretty much as deep into the northern part of the map as you can go. Man, I'm excited to get off this planet. I know that sounds terrible, but I'm like, Belsavis, I've done Belsavis quite a few times. It's not my favorite part of the storyline, and so I'm like, alright, I'm ready to go. Alright, so the teleports, you didn't see this in the last video because, you know, I wasn't recording while I was running through here, but if you head back into this cave and in the back left-hand corner, you can hit the Ricotta teleporter, and it's kind of cool. They have this, like, fallen, you know, Ricotta statues here, just as kind of a reminder that this isn't Republic technology that we're using. Now, this is a misnomer. I don't think that's actually where we're heading. I believe our quest objective is farther in at the tomb. So I believe we'll actually be heading to the upper transport center, and that will take us closer to our objective. Sometimes the game does that. It'll show you one of the intermediary steps as your final objective instead of the speeder point that's closest to it. I'm just going to sell off that little guy there, and we're on our way. By the way, if you guys are, you know, trying to save money, you know, and you're buying your gear through comms and you're putting into legacy gear, you may notice that by the time you hit 60 and 65, you have several million credits to your name if you haven't had to buy a lot of gear. And that seed money there, plus some judicious heroic questing and some judicious crafting, and you can be really well set up, so much so that any character you do after this can basically fly right through it. So, you know, I want to encourage you guys that unlike a lot of games and a lot of MMOs where you just kind of feel like you're completely stuck behind other players who are just, you know, way more experienced and way entrenched, I mean, this game is no different. By the way, guys, elevator boss. If you remember me talking about that, this is an elevator boss. Don't fly in so fast and so hard that you fall down this hole. But yeah, in this game, if you want to get established, you know, fairly quickly, just be a little judicious about some of the things that you do, and you can be pretty well established. I will say this though, Star Wars, if you're free to play, does nickel and dime you a lot more than some of the other MMOs out there. I've played through Guild Wars 2, I have several characters over there, and I gotta admit, they give you a lot of free stuff, even if you're not a subscriber, which is fantastic. This game, you do have a pretty large initial investment if you want to be free to play and have all the same unlocks as a subscribing player. But once those things are unlocked, then you never really have to unlock them again. But still, it's not the cheapest way to go. I would say if you do want to play this game for a while, do subscribe for at least, you know, like a month or so. You know, grab a month's worth of time, you know, jump in, and it's definitely worth it. It's definitely some of the most fun I've ever had in an MMO. It's why I still play this MMO. I couldn't quite get around this guy. I'm probably going to end up pulling this next group too. Next to him. Yep. I still haven't died. I'm still trying for that deathless run. And by the way, guys, I mean, death really just slows you down in this game. It's not really a deterrent. This is a Dark Souls, you know, where, you know, death is just this, you know, feature that makes it more hardcore. You know, honestly, if you die in this game, it's really not a big deal. There's no real penalties. There's a little bit of, you know, a repair cost of your gear, and that's about it. You're not losing any experience. You're not taking a detriment to your skills. You know, nothing like that. You know, so don't be afraid of death. There's some games that would punish you very severely for any death, and this game just isn't one of them. In fact, if you're a subscriber, you can actually even res in place, you know, if you have the ability to do so, you know, and without worrying about, oh man, are you serious? Come on, guys. Really? Apparently they have learned my trick about jumping over those columns and adjusted accordingly. Alright, well, no more trying that little maneuver. But yeah, I was just saying about gearing, leveling, subscribing. I lost my train of thought, guys. This is 5 hours of sleep talking. Oh geez, look at this guy. Making me run all the way over to him just to wail on him. Man, these guys are eating me up pretty bad. You know, I'm just gonna pop focus defense on this next one. And there I am at full health. Man, I tell you, focus defense. Don't underestimate it. Especially when you have a bunch of guys shooting at you all at the same time. Ooh. Hey, by the way, guys, when you see this purple light, that is an artifact grade something coming your way. Probably at this level, that will be, yeah, that's a companion gift, Memoir of the Unification Wars. But this is actually, a cultural artifact is actually Kira Carson's favorite gift. I'm actually just going to give that straight to her. But, you know, you can sell those. It doesn't do much for her right now because she's at already freaking level 27 influence. But if she was down at, say, the normal range, which would be 1 to 10 right now, that would have done somewhere in the 500 to 700 range. It also depends on, too, whether you have these guys, Legacy of Persuasion, Legacy of Altruism. I usually take them because I usually have extra credits. All right, game time. This is it. Final fight of Belsavis. Kranis, this dude's a psycho, skinned a dude alive and tossed his skin in a corner. I'm excited to kill this guy. I shouldn't say that as a Jedi, but I'll say it here. I'm excited to murder this dude. By the way, he is technically a champion level bad guy, so I will be popping heroic moment for this fight just for the extra healing.
Even you won't be able to stop them all in time.
The Force is with me, sir.
The power of the light side is stronger than you think. You'd know that if you could feel the Force.
We're all going to die here. The difference is, I'll live again.
No fear, he just pulls out his lightsaber. This is a weird time in this part of the plot for some guy to just show up, but I'm like, alright.
Better late than never. It's over, Kranis. Don't be a fool. Surrender.
For the
It's like why we have Imperial troops finally backing us up. Who knows? It's just like one of those weird, okay, let's, yeah, let's just do this. Woo! 44, baby. Heck yeah. Alright, and that takes care of that. Oh, by the way, guys, for this one, we have some bombs to defuse, and let me just show you where they are really fast. So, you know, instead of a cutscene, we got to do this. So, 1 is right down here, okay? We're going to grab that one first. 2 is right up here on the other side, and we're going to make like a full circuit to get at all these. So this way, just in case you were looking for them and trying to figure out, like, where are all these bombs? We'll just show them to you here. The next one's right over here. And I've never actually run out the timer on this. I've never been that bold. I wouldn't actually mind looking up some guy's YouTube video to see if somebody ever did. And I'm missing one. There it is. Okay, so we'll grab this one in the center, and then we'll grab this one over there, and that's all 4. I know, right? Who knew saving the universe would require so much running? Alright, now we talk to Sergeant Bed. And then, guys, we are done with this planet. It'll be this, a holocom call on the ship, and sayonara. Oh, actually, I take that back. There's one message that we need to do before we enter on our ship. You'll see that in a sec. I almost forgot we have to take care of Pack, who's been leading us from place to place on this planet.
Did she give you any details?
Alright guys, so to get back to the Colonel, the fastest way is to go ahead and quick travel all the way back to the Republic base at the Prison Administration Center, which is a what am I gonna do now? And thankfully, it is like right there in the tents by the Administration Center, which is nice. So, some things to keep in mind. We don't really know what happened to the Jedi before we came upon Pack in the very first video, but he has been extraordinarily helpful, very good-natured, and very supportive of our mission here on this planet. And honestly, we probably couldn't have gotten it done without him. So keep all those things in mind as we do this next conversation, and you'll probably understand why I choose the options that I do. Again, feel free to roleplay any way you
Colonel
want
Barta,
to during these,
I
guys.
was told you wanted to see
You
me.
want to go a different way?
First,
go for it.
let me express my gratitude. Your actions saved many Republic soldiers.
Your special forces were invaluable during the battle with Executor Kranis.
I'm trying to be
I'll
flattering.
make sure their
I'm a nice
actions
guy.
are properly recognized. It isn't every day soldiers are praised by a Jedi. I won't waste your time, but there's something I need you to clear up for me. My forces apprehended this prisoner during the riots. I need to know why one of the galaxy's worst criminals was helping you.
I thought Pack was one of the guards. You're telling me he was one of the inmates?
Interesting.
It's true. I came here a decade ago as a prisoner, and I deserved it. I did things you don't want to know about. Being on Belsavis, surrounded by scum just like me, it opened my eyes. Even if I could never leave here, I could still change. It took years, but I did it. The warden made me an honorary guard. Said I earned that.
You worked hard
So
to turn
guys,
your
this is
life
kind of
around?
your chance to
He
put your
rewarded
stamp
you
on the
for it.
prison system and
trying to make
express
up for
your
the
opinion.
terrible things I've
Do you
done.
believe people can change and
The
deserve
warden gave me that
redemption? Or do you
chance.
believe that they should
So
rot
you
in
claim.
prison for the crimes that they
Unfortunately,
committed?
we have no evidence to support your story. It's possible the records were destroyed in all the chaos. However, it's also possible you're lying.
What were his crimes? Why is Pack in prison for life on Belsavis?
Only the most vicious and dangerous criminals end up here. Take the worst crimes you can imagine and multiply them by 1,000.
I'm not like that anymore. I helped you.
Now you see my dilemma. I don't want to imprison someone who doesn't deserve it, but I don't want to set a criminal free.
I couldn't have completed my mission without Pack. He's earned his freedom.
I'm not authorized to let Pack leave Belsavis, but I can see that he is restored to his guard status.
I think that's a pretty good middle ground. Pack seemed like a pretty decent
This
dude.
means everything to me. Thank you both.
On a personal note, my father actually
sure you
works
have
as a
business
prison
elsewhere.
chaplain.
Thank you again
And
for
there
everything
is
you did
definitely
here.
this part of me that believes some people do deserve to stay in prison for the crimes they've committed, and some people actually can find redemption. You know, some people actually do learn their lesson and rehabilitate. So I'm just going to encourage you guys there. When this moment comes up, take a moment to think about it and roleplay the way that you see fit for that moment. For me, I choose to give this guy another chance because he was extraordinarily helpful. And a lot of prisoners in real prison are usually looking to get something out of you, and you can usually tell the ones that you know, are looking to work an angle. So it was kind of nice to be on this planet and just have a character written in that you kind of feel like has earned some type of redemption. And he doesn't go free. I just happen to know that if you choose the light side option, he gets restored to a guard status, which I think is pretty good. By the way, you should also know this about Belsavis. It doesn't come up here during the Jedi Knight storyline, but it does come up in some of the other stories, where you find out that Belsavis is a generational prison. People who get sent there for life, they never leave. They always stay, and if there's kids that are born on Belsavis, they stay on Belsavis too. They don't get taken off the planet and get to go somewhere else. So, you know, there's a lot of a sticky situation when it comes to that particular planet, and a lot of different
Master
morality in
Satele,
play.
Executor Kranis and his followers are dead. Belsavis is safe.
The galaxy is in your debt once again, but I fear this is far from over.
The Emperor would never devote all his resources to Belsavis. We must find his other targets.
There's a rumor of
Yes.
high-ranking Sith gathering at a remote Imperial space station, allegedly on the Emperor's orders. One of our best scouts volunteered to investigate. He's disappeared.
Sounds like there's truth to this rumor. Tell me everything.
Jomar Chul attempted to infiltrate the Imperial space station where the Sith are meeting.
If you remember
Hasn't tracked
Jomar,
him
he's
since.
the
I know
Jedi
you
that
and
we
Jomar
saved
have
on
had
Tatooine.
differences, but I believe he's onto something.
After the accusations he made to the Council, I doubt he'll help me. Assuming he's alive.
My only concern is uncovering the Emperor's plans. We need to know what's happening on that station.
This is worth pursuing.
I'm transmitting coordinates to the space station. I have no advice for getting inside.
Leave that to me.
May the Force be with you.
Alright guys, that is it. That wraps up Belsavis. The next quest, Fallen, is actually super duper quick. It's just an intermediate quest to get us rolling over to the next planet, but it does put a pretty nice link in the chain of the story. So don't miss it. It's really good, and it's also very fast. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like it, and if you like my video series, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and that way you can stay up to date on everything we put out. If you also have questions, comments, concerns, feel free to put them below, and we will see you next time.